Women in finances, more skillful, but still the minority. Studies regularly show the superiority of women when it comes to investing. But most fund managers are men, as are the majority of retail investors. This now starts gradually to change. More and more women want to take their finances into their own hands. Because many are now aware that they will not be able to live on the state pension, so they are threatened with poverty. And marriage or a partnership are usually no guarantee of a secure retirement provision. According to studies, women even have a happier hand than many men when it comes to investing money. Women achieve higher returns, but are more cautious. According to a study by the ING Bank, women achieved a higher return on their investments with an average of 24.1% in 2019 than men with 23.5%. Women mainly invested in funds instead of relying on individual stocks. For men, the fund share was only 18%, the share of individual values was around 60%. That means, men are more willing to take risks, while women on the other hand, are more cautious. What both have in common, was that shares represented the absolute majority of the portfolio. Women being more cautious with money is probably caused on the fact that they have less experience in dealing with finances historically. Until the 1970s, they had little money of their own, such as additional income. Although these conditions have long been overcome, women are still the minority even among professional asset managers. Many investors not only want more investments in sustainable assets, they also want more diversity in the management team, according to the German Fund Industry Association BVI. The claim is even more justified as it has turned out that female fund managers and teams with female occupation achieve higher returns than funds managed exclusively by men. A study by the investment bank Goldman Sachs confirmed that U.S. funds, one-third run by women, showed a 1% higher return in the first half of 2020 than investments that did not have a female fund manager on board. According to Goldman Sachs, the main reason for the greater success of women-managed funds is the selection of stocks. Despite all prejudices, female managers preferred tech stocks like Apple, Microsoft or Tesla even more than men who turn to financial stocks like banks and insurance companies. The boom in tech stocks over the past year proved women right and boosted the funds they manage, while the men-dominated financial funds lagged. In Europe too, big asset managing banks like Swiss bank UBS have recognized that mixed management teams achieve better results than those controlled only by men. Women are important for investment success because they communicate differently, they make a positive contribution to the social climate and are often responsible for the well-being of the team, explains Charlotte Banniger from UBS Asset Management, one of the world's largest asset managers. She is therefore particularly committed to promote women in the financial sector. The industry is far from having equal representation. Last year, only 14 of the nearly 500 U.S. funds examined by Goldman Sachs were managed by women. In addition, there were 49 funds in which at least one-third women were jointly responsible for the investment decisions. Overall, only 3% of the funds examined by Goldman Sachs had an all-female management. Together they managed just 2% of the total fund assets in the U.S. In contrast, 77% of the funds were managed by all-male teams. Last year, of the 367 fund managers, only 54 were women. This corresponds to a rate of 14.7%. The proportion of women among portfolio managers is even lower. According to an earlier study, it was only 6.6%. To change this is the goal of the Fonds Women, a German career network for the promotion and equality of women in the financial industry. We inspire women to strive for challenging positions and support them in achieving their goals. Female role models and subject-relevant studies help us, say founders Anne Connolly, Anka Dembowski and Manuela Froelich. Helma Sick pursues much more modest goals. She advises all women to take care of their own retirement provision as early as possible, because the partnership or a marriage is no retirement provision. A lot can be achieved with just $30 a month paid into a good fund. When I see how crowded the nail salons are here in the city, I always think, girls, it is better to invest in a decent investment than in artificial nails.